What's up guys, this is All Day 1 on the PS4 and I'm going to be giving you a video on my thoughts about patch 106. So I'll go ahead and read you the patch notes and pretty much go over it all while I go through it. So it says patch 105, I don't know why it does, but it should be 106. Either way, let's just go ahead and get started. So item changes. Catalysts will no longer drop with mental, physical, or energy damage types. These affixes have been replaced with cooldown, signature, and ultimate affixes. So that right there is a nice add, because not many mental, physical, and energy didn't really. There were no damage types in our ability slot. The only thing that I knew was energy and mental, but that's mental was part of one of Cyclops' talents, and energy was with Iceman's shatter abilities, but that's really all I could figure. So having the cooldown signature and ultimate affixes replace those is a nice add. Removed several incorrect affixes from hero item effects pools. For example, Jean Grey can no longer roll melee damage. Rocky Raccoon can no longer roll energy damage. Gambit no longer rolls force damage. Fixed issues with Hulkbuster munitions and anti-reality grenade artifact tooltips. So Hulkbuster munitions, I'm guessing that's... I want to say both of those are blades. I know the anti-reality grenade is blades, but I'm not 100% sure. Hero changes. Doctor Strange astral projections daggers of Davaroth damage has been fixed to now properly deal 25% of Doctor Strange's daggers of Davaroth. Fixed an issue with the controlled powered talent causing mysticism to not generate. That was actually a problem during closed beta as well. That's why I never really used it as much. Fixed an issue with the Guardian Seraphim talent not triggering talents tied to Shield of the Seraphim or spending mystic energy. So it's nice that Doctor Strange has got a fix. One of my viewers also mentioned that Doctor Strange with his daggers of Davaroth, instead of hitting 10 times with his projectiles or projections, they only hit once. So I guess it's a nerf and a buff or a fix. I'm not sure. I haven't played Strange before after the closed beta. I haven't played him during open beta or early access, so I can't say much. Jean Grey's expelled Phoenix Force power now uses the correct visual purple instead of orange. So the one that uses her mental or psychic abilities, whatever, when you use Phoenix Force with her psychic talent, it makes her purple instead of on fire, which is something that I also noticed when I was playing her earlier today. Iceman fixed an issue with Iceman's Ice Slick continuously reapplying the freeze effect with each take rather than only on initial cast. So Iceman's Ice Patch, Ice Slick, whatever, his AoE ability doesn't freeze on tick anymore. It freezes on initial use, so you have to use it. It's gonna last for 2 seconds, and then you have to use your next. You have to use your. You have to wait for the cooldown to be done, and then use it again to freeze your enemies again. But what I heard was they fixed his ice orb or frozen orb. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, because since it's not on here and I haven't played on him yet or in a while, so I can't say if they did that or not. Iron Man fixed an issue with Iron Man's coolant blast not being able to be activated. Squirrel Girl, she got probably the heaviest nerf out of all the characters. I mean, not necessarily. I would say it's a nerf or a fix. I don't know. Squirrel Girl's baffling dialogue cooldown is increased to 20 seconds. That right there was the her confusing ability. So it's an 8-second duration, I believe, and before it was like a 10-second or 6 or 8-second cooldown. So she was able to continuously have that active, which made running like the patrol events easy, because all you'd have to do is just pop that every time and the patrol bosses would just kill each other, and people were able to get through cosmic trials with her just because she was able to confuse her enemies pretty easily. I mean, most people were able to get through cosmic trials first try because of that. And I'm not saying baffling dialogue is a bad ability to have anymore. It's still a good ability. It's just it's a much longer cooldown. I think it would have been better if they had made the cooldown up to 15 seconds rather than 20 seconds. Because I mean, 20 seconds is just that's just too much time. It's pretty much a signature right there. They fixed an issue with Squirrel Girl's for Monkey Joe talent not providing the correct amount of bonuses to powers that gain effects or benefits based on summoned squirrels. Clarified tooltip of Squirrel Girl Swell the Scurry talent. So for the miscellaneous changes and bug fixes, minor performance improvements while playing in the Midtown Patrol. So maybe there's not as much clusters or whatever. I mean, I haven't really noticed much changes. It says minor performance change, so it's pretty minor. But like I said, I haven't really noticed much changes in the patrols. There's now a 5-second delay when using an emote before the same emote can be activated, which is honestly, I'm glad they did that because it got really, really, really annoying when players would just spam L2 and down constantly over and over and over, like especially when I'm trying to do a video, you know. I was just like, nah. That's why most of my gameplay videos are not most, but a lot of my videos are not inside the HQ, and if it is, it's pretty further away from most players. So travel powers can now no longer be repeatedly activated by rapidly tapping the hotkey while in HQs. Travel powers repeatedly. Oh yeah, and that was another thing too. When people would just keep tapping R2, especially if you're like Blade, like someone using the a motorcycle or something, you would keep revving the engine consistently, and then that would just be annoying as well. There's now a wait option in the confirmation dialogue after completing Danger Room scenario mission to allow you to close the dialogue to continue looting before progressing to the next mission. This is what caused a lot of people not wanting to go into the Danger Room, because the first time people went in there was the last time, because you weren't able to pick up any of your loot because it would just have that dialogue pop up right up your screen and there was no way to cancel. The only way you could pick up your loot is if you were with another friend and your friend didn't press X and you pressed X, and you'd be able to go pick up your loot. As soon as your friend pressed X, it would take you guys to the next scenario. So now you have the option to press circle and pick up your loot. Players will now probably receive 525 Eternity Splinters reward from the tutorial if they enter the game via a party invite that causes them to skip the Times Square tutorial section. So that means, I'm pretty sure that's only for the players that didn't do the tutorial. So if you haven't done your tutorial, you'll be getting your 525 Eternity Splinters. And if you haven't, then maybe just do the prologue real quick, and then you might be able to get your Eternity Splinters, hopefully. Because that right there is one whole character. That's obviously not the 750 characters, but you can get 2 characters that you can get: Angela, Nova, or Squirrel Girl. You can get 2 of the 3, or you can purchase 1 character that costs 525. Buff timers in the buff panel with a duration over 2 hours will now also show minutes and seconds remaining instead of just hours. So that's another pretty nice thing that they added, because I've always wondered how much time I had left in my, I would have 3 hours, but it wouldn't tell me if I had 3 hours and 1 minute or whatever. So I mean, it's not like it really matters, because after the 2 hours it tells you your minutes. So modified the bonus item find bar to always show on the HUD. Modified bonus item find bar to always show on the HUD. What? Modified the bonus item find bar. I'm not sure what that is. Item find. I mean, I know you can get item find percentages on your boots and your gear and stuff when you modify it, or not modify it, when you re-roll your gear, but yeah. Hydra heavy gunners will now drop the correct loot for the rig and for the player's difficulty setting. So I haven't noticed, I mean, I haven't really gone out to test that out to see what they dropped. But I mean, if they drop like cosmic essences and stuff, then and more cosmic gear, I'd probably go and farm out Hydra, the Mandarin's lair, whatever the Hydra's lair, whatever the place was in operation where you fight Lady Mandarin and Mandarin. The next one is fix an issue on the power panel where after assigning a slot, the power you returned to did not show up as selected. I'm guessing that's where you had the gray boxes. Sometimes the gray boxes pop up on your loadouts. I don't know if that's what it's talking about, but well. Fixed an issue where the medkit cooldown for player 2 was actually showing the cooldown for player 1 during co-op play. So I haven't experienced this before because I haven't done much, I haven't done much couch co-op. I've done it like maybe once or twice with when a friend was here, but that's really it. This is one that a lot of people are going to appreciate a lot. Mandarin's Flame in a Cosmic Gate encounter will now stop dealing damage as what? Oh, as soon as the player moves out of the area rather than continuing to burn for a short duration. So now, what I'm guessing what it's saying, because I haven't gone through Cosmic Trials in a while, it's saying as long as you're out of the AoE, if you get hit by Mandarin's Fire, and then you get out, you're not going to be on fire anymore. So if that's true, if that's the way it is, then that'll be so nice. I mean, it does suck that the rest of us did have to go through trials and had to deal with evading his fire and whatnot, but this way it makes it easier for more players, because Mandarin was the main enemy that was, you know, like the most painful to get through because of that fire. Everything else he did not do much damage, but that fire pretty much ruined your day, and no matter how many times you got through it, it was just that fire. Red Skull isn't bad. The only thing that's bad about Red Skull is he's got a grenade and that can almost one-shot you, but other than that, Red Skull's not bad. It's just the lock-ons from the mechs that are bad, but I mean, other than that, Cosmic Trials probably won't be hard as it was during 105 and beyond and under. Players will receive the overhead indicators tutorial message upon entering Avengers Tower and not at the start of the time score tutorial. So this is probably for, I'm pretty sure this is for, you know, all the players that are just starting out, not for players that's already been playing. So that one doesn't matter. Fixed issue where the wrong loot was dropping from the Rock Troll side portal in Dimensions Collide operation. Rock Troll side portal. I don't know. I haven't been farming Dimension Collide operation, so I can't say what is the right and wrong loot. Fixed an issue where the lore missions for History of Mutants and Secrets. Okay, yeah, that one was the one I was pretty curious about, because it was saying it was locked or it wasn't checked or whatever. So fix an issue where prestige related, oh thank god, now I can actually prestige a character. Fix an issue where prestige related trophies would fail to be awarded if the player activated the prestige from the shield helicarrier HQ. So now I can prestige a character and get my double prestige trophy. Thank god. Now I have to level Black Widow up to 60. God. Alright. Fix an issue where pressing the body slider power and travel power would cause a desync issue on the client. So this was always an annoying problem. What this was is when you're flying around or you're doing whatever your movement ability was, sometimes you would get stuck and you would fall out or get stuck outside of the map, and then you'd have to wait like maybe 10, 20 seconds until it would automatically put you back into a zone that you can go walk around through. So it's nice that they fixed that. Fixed an issue where a player could activate a movement power while quickly pressing and releasing the left analog stick, and the hero would continue running in a direction. Oh, I see. So yeah, that was kind of annoying as well. Whenever you sometimes when you leave an area like the treasure room or whatever, you just press your L3 right away to use your movement ability. It would just make you go straight instead of being able to control where you're going. So you had to cancel that and then press L3 again. So I mean, it was a minor thing, but yeah, it's nice that that's fixed. Fixed an issue where the boost on the player 1 HUD would overlap the UI when PS4's display area settings were set to anything besides 90%. Okay. Fixed an issue where sub melee powers would make the hero path to the target even if it wasn't directly in front of them. Fixed an issue where some melee powers would make the hero path to the target. Oh, so yeah, with characters like Psylocke, it was kind of annoying when you would use your melee ability and then you would end up targeting a different enemy instead of the one that you're targeting already. I mean, obviously if you don't have your lock on, it would do that, but if you had your lock on, it didn't do that. Fixed an issue which would cause the gamepad button display for expanding inventory capacity to not initially appear until it was updated. Okay. Fixed an issue that prevented travel powers performed by other players from orienting correctly under certain circumstances. Fixed an issue that prevented the usage of emotes while playing as Captain America. Fixed an issue where players disconnected during the raft cinematic would be unable to progress the raft mission upon logging back in. Resolved typos and loading screen. Wait, what? Oh. Fixed an issue where some tutorial item texts were cut off in other languages. Adjusted description of trophy all in a day's work to complete alerts instead of special events. And resolved typos and loading screen tips. And there's should be one more. Pretty sure somewhere. Because all I know for a fact is the update with your vendors. So since I don't see that in the patch notes, I'll just go ahead and talk about it. So with your vendors, as you can see, mine is at level 12 for that one, level 13 for my engineer, and level 14 for my science. So the problem with that, or it may seem like it was a problem, the thing with that is they didn't necessarily nerf it. It was more or less of a fix, but it was such a late fix. It was such a late fix that they did, because what happened was before 106, with the way you were leveling up your vendors, leveling up from 1 to 10 took longer than it did to level up from 10 to 20. 10 to 20, it's because level 1 to 10, the experience increased every time. But leveling up from 10 to 20, you only needed like 50,000 XP just to do that. So 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever, just to level up from 10 to 20. So they had to fix that, obviously, because, yeah. But the problem here is, it's like all the characters, or everyone that got to level 20, you know, we kind of got shafted because we didn't know anything about it, and it's kind of a problem for the characters, for the players that are at end game, you know, with gear that they need to mod up. For example, like you see on my utility, I have modded, and my artifacts modded as well. But now you have to level your vendors back up to 20. I mean, I don't see it too much of as a problem, because I mean it is a problem and it isn't. I don't know how to really balance it out. Some people will not hate this update because of that. Some people won't mind the update. For me, I don't necessarily mind it too much. It does suck a lot that we have to level up our vendors again. But if you think about it, the all that experience that you did from levels 10 to 20, it's still carried over. But I mean, yeah, because we're all at level 11, or we all start at 11 or 12, because that's the amount of experience that it capped out at with going from 10 to 20. So I don't know how to make this make any more sense than it should, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know how to make it make more sense, because it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll just try to see if I can explain it again real quick. So when you were in patch 105 and under, leveling up was your vendors from 1 to 10. Let's say that it would increase every like 50,000 XP or something, or 20,000 XP to level up. So you're going from 20,000 from level 1 to 40,000 to 60, 80, 100, so on and so on. And then as soon as you get to rank 10, it's at like 50,000 or 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000 for every time. So yeah, it really didn't matter after level 10 to 20. But on here, they kept the leveling continuous. So after levels 1 to 10, instead of it just stopping, it keeps increasing, making it longer to level up. So I guess that's the best way I could explain that patch with that. And yeah, so that's really all that is part of the patch notes, major and minor upgrades, updates.
Fancy raining on some parades,
and yeah, if this video helped you out at all, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, comment. If there's any bugs and whatnot that you've noticed, go ahead and put it down in the comment section to let everyone else know. And hopefully, I mean, I'm not gonna say gazillionaire is gonna notice this video, but if they do happen to notice it and notice those comments, then that would definitely help, because that way they can try and patch those. But all in all, I feel like this overall update did fix a bunch of issues that were going on. It's just the only thing that we did get a fix of is something that we really don't like too much of, which is obviously the vendors. But yeah, that's really all. This is all day any day one. On the PS4, have a good day, good night, and peace.